What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a brand new video. Now today you join me inside the all-new Range Rover Sport and we're gonna go for a quick POV drive. This one in particular is the hybrid, so we've started off in EV. There's a little blue light here which is written EV. I'm pretty sure it won't come across properly on the video, but yeah, we're basically in EV mode and I thought it would be interesting to start off in EV mode. So obviously, speaking about EV, it means this car is a hybrid. So we're in the P510e. So it's a 6-cylinder motor mated to an electric motor. So it's a 3-liter turbo straight 6, and the car is making a combined total of 510 horsepower and 700 Newton meters of torque. So right now we're just pootling around in an environment where these sort of cars spend a lot of their time. We're in the Bryanston area, so just trying to find somewhere where I can make a U-turn and go back to the other side. But yeah, this car, man, is just, yeah, it's such a lovely place to be. For one, I think I'm gonna go to this gravel road. I think I'll be able to make a U-turn here. It's such a lovely place to be in. The cabin, all the screens, and the Napa leather used throughout. It's just, man, it's just a phenomenal place to be. And another thing is, it's actually so seamless and so easy to drive. One, because of all the technologies. As you can see here, you have the surround view cameras currently on and active, and it's so lovely. They just make it so easy for you to drive around in the car and relax. So I do quite like that about this car. So in EV mode, I'm not sure what the actual top speed is, but it does actually feel so punchy. I think I'll put the top speed on screen, although it doesn't really matter because I feel like the EV mode is so suitable for just pootling around in a busy area, like tight cities. You can just be so relaxed and everything just feels so effortless. So that's where the EV side of things actually shines on this car. Now, I think this goes without saying, it's such a big and heavy car, but for some reason it's so effortless to pilot the thing and to just drive around. The steering wheel just feels so light. The air suspension just floats over bumps, although with certain harsh bumps it can feel a bit crashy. But yeah, and also the sound insulation is something that is so noticeable because you can hardly hear any noise coming from the outside. The car we're driving has 22-inch rims, which are huge, and you still don't get any road noise from the tires, which is, it's so incredible how they managed to do that. Now this is a really expensive car. This example we're in is priced at 3.5 million, and like I mentioned, it's the P510 in terms of the engine. It's the first edition. Not really sure which trim level it is. There are about 5 trim levels. The base trim is called the Dynamic SE, and then there's Dynamic HSE, there's Autobiography, and then there's the SV Edition 1. I know it's not the SV Edition 1, I know it's not the Autobiography, so it's between the Dynamic HSE and SE. But if I was to guess, I think it's the Dynamic HSE. So remember, trim levels simply determine the amount of equipment the car comes in. So it doesn't matter too much. It does in a way because it also affects the price heavily, but yeah, this one is quite well equipped. I do like this infotainment screen, the way it's curved to help reduce reflections and all of that. The pedal shifts you can't really see from this perspective, but they're so high quality. These are metal pedal shifts and it's just so insane. Oh, the engine just kicked in and this thing is actually punchy, hey? Oh, I've accidentally engaged manual while I was playing around with the pedals. And one thing I'll note, it's it takes some getting used to. All this stuff in here, the different driving modes and all of that. If I were to tell you, it will be a challenge for me to figure out how to put it back into auto, which it just did automatically right now, thankfully. So basically what I'm trying to say is the tech can be quite intimidating, and it can take some time to get used to everything, especially in my situation, because I'm only spending a day or two with this car, and within a day or two it's literally impossible to learn the whole thing. But the infotainment screen is relatively easy to navigate through, and yeah, driving wise, like I mentioned, the car isn't all too intimidating because of the tech and stuff. But I feel like I've been talking a lot. Let me try to boot it a bit so you guys can have a feel of what it's like. I think I'm gonna scroll over into hybrid mode because we were still in EV. Individual, let's see. Okay, let me press the EV button to kick it out of EV. Okay, so now we're actually out of EV, we're in hybrid. And if I boot it right now, oh my goodness, this whole thing is just explosive, and it's quite ridiculous because of how big it is. The nose literally lifts up and off you go. 700 Newton meters is quite decent for a car of this mass. So if you just boot it, the whole thing just lifts up and you do feel all that torque. It's, oh my goodness. So I think this is the motor I would recommend. If you can't go for the, of course I'm biased towards performance, so if you can't go for the SV, I think the P510e motor is the one I would recommend, because like I said, Range Rover is such a big car and heavy car, so you do need some punch for when you need to boot it. I don't know if you're rushing somewhere or you just feel like flying. I mean, it's a special car, so it to an extent it should feel like it's decently fast, you know. So that's why I would recommend this motor. This road up ahead is open. I'm going to literally go foot flat. Ooh, and we just take off. Ooh, the brakes are not the most confidence inspiring brakes. They do take a bit of push for the car to actually stop, so they could be better, but it does stop fairly well, I guess I'd say. I think I'll actually try and do a dramatic. So if I brake a bit too much, so yeah, they're not the most powerful brakes, but the car does stop if you need to stop. But yeah, that is the Range Rover Sport. I think I'm just gonna continue the rest of the POV driving around. So guys, still puddling around. Ooh, this thing is actually quick, eh? Let's boot it here. As you can see, it's very easy to get up to speed on this thing. So like I said, this motor is the one to go for. This setup it's just the right way to go. It handles the weight so well, it feels so fast and so effortless, and yeah, I guess that's where I would leave it off. And I really do I do hope you guys enjoyed this POV drive. Always speechless when driving around in these types of vehicles. But yeah, I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, that's cheers from me.